Hey everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, thanks for joining me. My name's Alycia and I'm a pastry chef with a severe sweet tooth. And I'm here to show you how to make the best keto desserts possible. So if you enjoyed these recipes, please consider hitting the subscribe button, giving the video a thumbs up, leaving me a comment, sharing with all your friends. It all helps my channel grow and to bring you new keto desserts almost every Saturday. Today, a very simple recipe, but one that I use so much in the bakery, a keto caramel sauce. Now I do have videos with this in it, first of which was my hot cocoa bomb video, which I believe was 2 years ago now. No, actually might be 3 years ago now. That's crazy. 3 Christmases ago I made hot cocoa bombs for gifts. Never again. I also have variations in my salted caramel ice cream video, but today I made salted caramel brownies, so I need a caramel sauce to drizzle on top. So let's get started. Okay, to start off this recipe, we have our allulose in a heavy bottom sauce pot. I'm doubling this recipe, so that is 2 cups or 320 grams. I find that 1 cup of allulose weighs 160 grams, which is different than other keto sweeteners. Allulose is the only sweetener, keto sweetener, I have found that this recipe works with. I have tried bocha sweet, I've tried xylitol, I've tried erythritol. They all either crystallize when they cool or they don't brown at all. I will link here my sweeteners video, and that explains why I use all the different sweeteners I use in different applications and things that I have figured out in the last 3 years of keto baking. I'm going to just pour some water around the edge just to moisten it up so that we don't burn the sugar as we're waiting for it to dissolve. I had in the original recipe 1/3 cup of water. In my case, it'd be 2/3 if I was doubling it. But you don't actually need that much water. The less water you put in, the less time it'll take for it to turn the color that you want. Because basically when you boil this, you are just boiling it to evaporate the water and caramelize the sugar or the keto sweetener. I have in the original recipe medium low. Everybody's stove is going to be different. Like this stove, I don't even have numbers on. It's just a dial like that. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it. This doesn't take too long. And also the size pot has something to do with it too. Because if you use a small pot, the sugar is thick. If you use a wide pot, the sugar is thin and it cooks faster. I have all my other ingredients measured out, ready to go. Because once this is the color you want, you got to add this stuff right away before it burns. Because you actually take this higher than most other sugars. Allulose caramelizes at a higher temperature than regular sugar. So I have 4 tablespoons of butter. It'll be 2 for you. 1.5 cups of heavy cream. That'll be 3/4 for you. You can always make a double batch also. 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. I'm making a big batch today because this stuff lasts in your refrigerator for over a month. I can't say exactly how long. I really have never had it go bad or moldy on me. And I've had it in my refrigerator for quite some time. It also lasts on the countertop for at least a week. But I make big batches at a time because I use it for my apple spice cake, my apple crisp cheesecake, just as a drizzle on top of my desserts, and all the countless keto ice creams I have on my channel. It goes good on a bunch of them. Give this a little bit of a stir to get it going here. Just let that melt. Once it's all dissolved, you don't really need to stir it anymore. What I usually do is swirl it because the outside, obviously, you see is getting hotter because it's boiling around the edges. So that'll help it cook more evenly. Now that it's going, I'm going to turn it down a little bit because this will go fast if you're not watching. I always say go lower on the heat, especially for your first time making it. Then about 7 minutes there, and it's starting to get darker. If you're looking for a really deep amber color, make sure you have a whisk standing by, because you want to get this off the heat and whisk as soon as it's the right color. It's going to take less time for you if you do a single batch. The more you do, usually the longer it takes, depending again on your pot size. If you're using a tiny pot and it's a lot of thick liquid, like mine is only at the very bottom of the pot, so it's going to go quicker. As you start to get closer, you can also hold it above the heat. I don't think I've actually made caramel here. Maybe I have once on this stove. Been a long time. If you don't take it far enough, it's just going to be very loose caramel. Take it too far, it's going to be a thicker caramel. You basically want to take it to just before it is burning. It's almost there. I'm going to kill the heat. Add the cream. It will bubble, so be careful. I'm going to start. Add in your butter. Might have actually not taken it far enough. Oh, actually it's about right, I think. Your vanilla. Stir until the butter melted. And then, fortunately, we have to let this cool until we can drizzle it on our brownies. So, we'll be back when it's nice and cooled down and we can try it. Now, you may be asking why I don't just buy my caramel sauce. And there's a couple different reasons. One, it is more expensive usually to buy a pre-made kind of caramel sauce. And second, I haven't really loved any of the caramel sauces or just sauces in general that I've bought in. Same thing with maple syrup. Like, I don't know, they all have either a weird taste or just really weird ingredients or something like that. And this, I know what is going into it. You're going to want to get it out of this so that it'll cool faster. It is the next day. This is what it's going to look like if you weren't able to stir it the whole time as it cooled down. You're going to have some butter separation, so I usually let it come to room temperature before I'm going to use it. But I stirred it until it was almost cold, so it's not a lot of separation. If you put it straight into the fridge, cover it, you're going to have a big layer of butter on top. But that's what the caramel sauce looks like. Time to top our caramel brownies. Sorry if you can hear that noise in the background. It is the next day before Thanksgiving, and I'm making a batch of bread for a vendor show. Now, since these are for a vendor show, I'm going to actually top some vanilla ice cream with my caramel sauce and give it a try for you guys. I am not selling ice cream now because it is November. So we're going to scoop some of my vanilla ice cream. I'm going to make it look pretty. Maybe I'll get a thumbnail with it. Obviously, I'm not going to eat all that, especially because I already had lunch. It's going to look pretty. Now, I could have taken it a little bit further still. It's going to taste delicious either way, but it's a little bit runnier than I would like it to be. Time to try it. Now, I put most of it back in the freezer so that I don't eat it all. But I got my ice cream and my caramel. Caramel sauce tastes delicious. You can put this right into some churned ice cream. It's not going to harden because of the allulose. I'll link up here my salted caramel ice cream recipe. I believe I made my caramel sauce a little bit thicker for the ice cream so that you can get the nice swirl in there. Because when it's thinner, it kind of just ends up mixing and blending in with the ice cream. It is delicious either way. I wanted to mention earlier too, a whole batch, my batch is 10 grams of net carbs. Your batch, if you only make a single batch, is 5 grams of net carbs. Mine made over 2 cups of caramel. So for a cup of caramel, you're going to have 5 grams of net carbs. So only a couple tablespoons is going to be a carb, if that. And I like that it's not because it's just filled with a bunch of vegetable fibers and corn fibers and stuff like that. It's just simple, easy ingredients. The reason it has carbs in it is because heavy cream has about 6 grams of net carbs per cup. So you're using 3/4 of a cup, 5 grams of net carbs. Not too shabby. Delicious. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Let me know in the comments below if you try it and how you like it and what you use it on. You put it in. I'd love to know. You can always tag me on Instagram at Keto Upgrade Chef or Facebook at Keto Upgrade, and you can show me the pictures of your delicious keto creations using my recipes. Don't forget to check out my Amazon links and the blog link to the full recipe in the description box below. Give the video a thumbs up. Thank you for subscribing. And as always, I'll be back with more keto dessert recipes. Bye, guys.